So this is Mind the Gap Part 2. These are the bits of metal that I got the other day. You see them? That's I think it's tall steel. It's quite hard. So rather than heat them up individually, which takes bleeding ages, I thought I'd make a little furnace. So I've got some bricks from an old fireplace, and I'm going to block it in a little bit and then use a blow lamp and just leave it playing on there. Hopefully it'll get nice and cherry red hot. Then I can just pull the heat away, let it cool down, and then they're a little bit more malleable. Not, they're not soft, but you can bend them without them snapping. So I'll just chuck some bricks on and see if we can get this sealed up a little bit better. Now I'm going to have to put something at the front to hold the blow lamp, and so I have to make something to put under there like that. So I want that probably like that. Maybe a hammer. Yes, hammer does do it. That might just be the ticket. I think I'll give it a crack. See how long it takes to get hot. Moving anything flammable out of the way, obviously. I'm not putting the flame out to put it in. I might put something on there, I'll stop it falling off as well. Like that. I might just get another brick at the front, I think, so I can move the lamp out a little bit, because it's just concentrating on one area, and I'll try and close it in. So I'll go and do that. So I'll just close it in a little bit. You see there. Let me take this camera out, it's older. Fly nitty gritty jam up, I reckon. So I'll leave that for a while, and hopefully we'll have softened them up. Well, you know what's better than one blow lamp, don't you? Two blow lamps, so I might put one the other side. The only trouble is, I don't know where I'm going to stick it, because it'll fall off the table unless, let's see it go there. You better see some heat coming out of there. Twice as many. I'm going to get some more bricks, I think. We're definitely on a winner there. It's lovely out in there now. Cheerio. If I didn't have a flat battery, I'd show the other side, but it's bloody red hot in there. Bricks are cooking lovely. So's the metal. So that's how hot that is in there. That I think you'll agree. That's pretty good for a mate doing little furnace, isn't it? Everything's lovely and cherry red in there. I'll give it another 10 minutes and I shall shut the torches off and just let it cool down nice and slow, then hopefully they'll be malleable. So I've just shut that down. As you see, it's lovely and cherry red in there still, so that's going to take quite a while to cool down, I should imagine, probably an hour or so, or maybe even more, but it's exactly what I wanted. So I'll shut the doors on it so as it stays hot in there for as long as possible, and that should be softish for rock hard shit. So I'm just going to have a quick look, see how this metal's going on. These bricks are still really, really hot. Let's open it up. That's retaining the heat. Freaking awesome, that is. bit warm, I'll go and grab a pair of pliers, I think, and I'll see how soft they've got. Oh yeah, that's now bendable. There you go. Because before that would have just snapped. Not too bad. Now I can shape them up and stick them on the car, innit? Rotary hoe. So I've obviously the metal's now cooled down and it's a bit softer. Still hard, but it's a lot softer. So I've just bent that bit up there to the door profile, and then I've got a couple of magnets on there down there. Zoom in on there. Those two magnets. Now so stick it at the back, like so. Try and get that bend in the right place there. That's perfect. And I've changed to my MIG welder because I forgot I've got 0.6 wire in it, which is perfect for this. And I can't remember if I got it set up on the right setting or not, but we'll just tack that in place. See what she goes like, or blow some holes in the door. Innit? Sounds good. Give it a little tapometer. There's a little bit more of a bend actually. I might just get the blow length and heat that up and put it across and bend it. I'll tack it in, otherwise it's a bit of a prick. Where's the blow length? It would obviously be nice doing this without melting some shit, so. How's that? That's right. Too much. I might try and do this with it off the car. Shape it better because it's. Oh. That's the boss. Like many apologis, people came round and disturbed me and I lost my track. But I did tack that one on. So there's that one all tacked. Obviously I've got to grind all that off and fill in the gaps all the way, and then same on the top one. But can you see that? Yeah, of course you can. It's come out a little bit. That's better. Yeah, so that is 2/3 of the way done. I shall grind all those welds off and then fill in the gaps with a bit more weld, and I might put a few spots on the other side as well and grind them off. It will get seam sealer on it as well, but yeah, let's just see how good that shuts. I've got to dress it with a grinder yet, but as you can see, the gap is tray reduced. Look at that. If I could be asked to do some more, but I can't, so manana. Well, I've got 5 minutes. I'm going to just try and get the rest of this whole door done. Yesterday I got disturbed and I missed showing you me tacking that on. Anyway, what I'm going to do now is just grind it off, all the tacks, and then I shall mark the gap properly down the side, get it all uniform the way down. At the moment it's a bit in and outable, so I'll quickly grind that off, and yeah, we'll get the bottom half on as well, innit? Right, so I'm just going to grind this. I will probably speed it up on the video, otherwise you'll get bored. And all you'll be able to hear is the compressor and this loud ass little grinder, so excuse the speeding up this. Let me just grab some more discs just in case, because they don't last long. I might chuck a new one on first actually. That one's a bit buggered. These are good though, they just spin on, so they're real quick to change, and you can get into all sorts of little gaps with them. Very good little tool. The other thing I like about these, you can vary the speed, so you could, if you have it going too fast, too hard out, you can heat the metal and you can distort it, but you can, yeah, as I say, you can vary the speed, slow the speed, less heat, isn't it? So I've just taken all the high spots off, like the welds, Now, let me just zoom in and I'll show you what I'm going to do now. So I want to get the gap the same all the way down. I've got it to about, well, that's the gap. So that's, can you see that? 4.55 mil at its widest point at the moment. So what I'll try and do is get the same all the way down, and it's a vast improvement from the 10 and a bit millimetres it was. So by putting that little bit of steel down there, it's going to reduce the gap. We won't be able to see the hinges anymore, which you can clearly see through the door. It's ridiculous. And I say there's every gap is the same on the car. It's not as if the door is not centre, it's actually, the gaps are the same front and back, and the rear door is the same. It's just that they don't seem to fit the aperture properly, you know. It's pretty poorly made when they were initially made. I suppose they were trying to bang them out one after the other, so didn't have time to make it look nice, you know. Throw some paint on it, out the door. Anyway, we'll try and do a bit better. Now, the way I'm going to do this, it's hard to see a shiny mark on a shiny bit of metal, so I'm just going to black it up with a Sharpie, and then using my vernier. I know you're not supposed to use this as a scriber, but they're cheap as chips from the car spares places here and whatever. So I don't mind sacrificing them now and then when they get a bit blunt. So I'm going to use that point, those 2 points on the vernier, as a scriber. I'll run it down the edge of one door and mark the bit I've just put on. So I'll just colour this in with my Sharpie. Open up, you bastard. Hopefully you can see that. And we'll just run that all the way down the edge of that door. And when I scratch it, I'll be able to see the bugger. I wonder if you could paint the whole car in a Sharpie. Interesting, wouldn't it? It's hard to get off. Well, I suppose when you want something not to come off, it'll come off like a bugger. Well, that's all now covered everywhere I want. Now, close the door, get my vernier, which I've locked up, and I can just run that down, all the way down. Now, let's zoom in. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Probably not, because it's a bit of a prick. But let's go down a bit. Not that far. That's too far. Where are we? We're up there. Now, I don't know if you can see it. You can just about see that fine, shiny line on the black. That's where I've got to grind it to. So I'll quickly grind that off, and we'll see how it looks, and then I'll do the bottom bit. I shall just turn the noise machine back on and crack on. So what I'm also doing, just because it's very, very hard to see that line even after I've put the black on it. So I'm going to put some fine line tape down it and use that as a guide with a little grinder. It's going to need some more fine fettling after anyway, but this will give us a good starting position, Right, that's pretty much where I've got to get down to. So now when I open the door I can actually see I've got about 2 mil to get off there, about a millimetre to come off there. That's not too bad at all. So now I shall turn the bloody noise monster on. good. What do you reckon? I'll just check it. You take a little tiny bit off the top of it, but the rest of it is bloody marvellous. So now it's got to get another bit of steel, which is over here. Hopefully I bought enough of this stuff. I did, but so that's 3 pieces. I've done 1 door. So that's 3, 6, 9, 18 bits I bought, and that's 18 bits I'll be using. So someone done their maths right, and I'm shit at maths. Anyway, what we'll do is we'll get that one down there, and it's got a bit of a curve on it, this thing, so I might pre-curve it before we put it on just a little bit, and then I can grind that one up. And it starts curving right there. So I'll go on. Give that a bit of a bend. Yeah, it's got a bit of a bend in it, so we'll do that, and then I'll tack it on. Okay, so I'm going to get a couple of tacks down here on this one, and then put it into the door. We'll make it something to hold it. And I've left a little gap there so I can fill that gap in. I've also got a gap here I've got to fill it in first. Again. Right. Yeah, doing this in stages so we don't distort this board. Don't want it to be monkeying around with that too much. that'll have to do for a minute because I've got to go out. But I shall continue another day. Right, I'm going to try and get something done on this today, just a little bit. It's going to be a bit crazy because I've got an open home from 10 o'clock on our tiny house we built. So going to kind of be in and out. Anyway, that's how far we got the other day. So I'm going to have to grind those welds off in a minute. I've moved my compressor just to outside for a minute. So basically I've got two compressors. I've got a big arse one which is 100 CFM, which is a little bit too big just for using for one little air grinder, and I've got my little one which is, you know, just a 2 horsepower thing, cheap and nasty one, but it just about keeps up with it, and so that's what I'm using. But it's so bleeding noisy, I've chucked it outside. Anyway, so that's where we got to the other day, and I'll just show you this. It's probably the closest gap I'm going to be able to get, otherwise the door won't open. So if you see there, let me zoom right in on that for you so you can see how close these are now. Oh, what's gone on there? Too close. There we go. So when you open the door, you can see just there how close these points are to the back of there. So I'll probably have to relieve that a little bit, but that'll be alright. So when it opens, if it's any closer than that, it'll peel the paint off. So we've got a gap at the minute, but very tiny one, and by the time let's say you get a decent coat of paint on here and lacquer, that'll just rip it off and it'll be buggered. So what I shall do, I might even make these gaps, at the moment they're 4.5 mil, I might take them out to 5 mil, and that'll give me that extra little bit, and just radius off the back of there a little touch, and that'll be good. I've also got some other stuff I'm going to use. So this steel I've got, it's okay, but it's quite hard. Even though I've annealed it, it's still bleeding hard. So I've also got some mild steel welding rods, which are about, I don't know, 3mm thick, which I think they'll be ideal for down the back of the door here, because it's going to give me my 5mm gap by the time I get that on there, and I can build it out and bugger around with it. Same at the front. There's a slightly smaller gap at the front, so by the time I've got that 3mm in there, that'll give me my 5mm gap at the front, and I'll just dress them all in. But we'll see how that goes, innit? To start off with, we'll just concentrate on this little bit here. I shall grind these welds off quickly and put a straight edge on it, see how straight it is, I suppose, and then we can continue welding it till all the gaps are gone. And then I've got to obviously do the same on the other side. I probably won't weld the whole seam, just do spots and grind it off. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Right, make some noise. And as always, eyeballs and ear holes. Hopefully it should be a little bit quieter because I've got the compressor's outside. Can you see that? I think you can. So it's quiet from where I'm sitting anyway, which is nice. better change that. It's about as abrasive as a baby's arse at the moment, which is not very abrasive. I'll show you. won't worry about the back too much yet, because we'll do that afterwards. I haven't done the gap on the bottom yet. I haven't checked that with me vernier yet, but I'll do that in a sec. But what I do want to do is just whack a straight edge down it, just to see if it's like parallel all the way down. If not, I'll have to tap then I shall get my paint stripper gadget and take all that paint off down there. Because once I've welded this one, I will do a very thin piece of filler on it, just to finish it off, just so you can see what it's going to be like when it's done. I have relieved a little bit at the back of there, so hopefully that's, oh yeah, it's miles now. I've got about 2 millimetres, something like that. That part might obviously still got to be taken a little bit, the rest of it is good now. And by the time that's all finished, will be gold. And the noise machine's gone off as well. So let me just zoom right in on that. I'll move this camera, excuse me, so as you can see. So, now, I don't know how this is going to work. I might take the camera off. Hang on a minute, so you can see exactly what I can see. So there's my straight edge, and we'll just pop him on there, and pretty good. Little tiny, well, nothing really worth worrying about there. I'd say that's a little bit there, a little bit of a bulge there. I think that door must, oh, it might just be the paint's really thick there, but anyway, we'll, when I shave it off, we'll have a look at that. But I can always knock this out a little tiny bit, but I think it's pretty good. It's level there, as you can see. It's not bad all the way down, actually. Quite pleased with that. Down the bottom it needs to come out a little touch. There's a little tiny kick in there, but that's nothing. We'll just beat that out once we've got some more welds on there. But yeah, that's looking good, isn't it? About 100 times better than what it was anyway. Right, I think I'm just going to take some of this paint off. Peeling down with rain outside, or just starting to. Not a good day for an open home. Never mind. Let's have a crack at this. Really, very good finish screaming out for a new pad. Grab one of those. That's better. Well, that looks pretty good. Takes off that surface rust where the rubbers were really well as well. And it doesn't really get it hot. So hopefully the panels will stay straight, although when you look down the side of these on the bottom, they're quite sort of wavy. I don't know whether that's happened in its lifetime or whether it's a factory wavy finish, because there's no filler in the car, but yeah, they wave in and out a little bit. I suppose you don't really notice it so much because it's silver, but I will address that when we come to prep it for paint. I'll probably feel that it's not enough to, it's not dense, it's just, yeah, you just see it in the paint. So we'll give this a very, very thin coat of filler and flatten it off with a real long sanding pad. That way it'll get dead flat. So, for example, if it's black, you want the car 100% straight, so we should get it a bit straighter. But that bit there is coming on swimmingly. Take a few more welds on there and a bit more grinding, and you won't even know that's been put on there. I'll know, and you'll know, because the gap's not that big anymore, it's only like that big. So, very nice dude. Still a ways to go though, so. Epoxy bloody weather resulted in some very colourful language from me, and yeah, getting a bit grumpy. And then I thought, well, twat. Adjust it correctly, so I've now let it right down so as it will slip. If it snags, it should just, the roller should just slip on the wire, and hopefully it won't bird's nest. So let's have a little crack at this. Turn that machine on. Wire feed. We'll just give this a little blast down. Hopefully it won't bird's nest on me. the back of here and all. And that was close, that would have bird nested, but it didn't. Right. That is good. Put all that metal on and you've got to take it all off again, well most of it anyway. But and then we'll see if there's any little dots and what have you. Anyway, I'll grind that off. Turn to welder off. Probably, in fact I might shoot to the hardware store and grab some flat wheels, because this will be much quicker with a electric grinder or my battery grinder with a flat wheel on it. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we go. See if any people turn up for this bloody open home as well first. Anywho, let's get this ground off. I'm trying not to burn my leg in the process because it's hot. Let's get it back off first a little bit. Grab a block of wood and stick it behind the door so it don't close, so I don't have to hold it with my knee, which bloody hurts, it's hot. That'll do nice for stuff. Go. Maybe they've flown off.
We can't, because there'll be a cocoon by now. But there's no cocoons, no feathers.
How strange.
Have we got washed overnight?
They might have done, eh? Birds might have eaten them. Marshall wouldn't eat them. Back to the grind, so to speak, innit? A million interruptions, never mind. That's bloody hot, but not hot enough to distort it. I need one of those. done before we get another visitor. Never realised I was so popular. That's looking pretty good, to be fair. Well, that looks pretty good. Just got to fill all those holes in down there. Got to get the bloody hot that is. Anyway, I'll get the welder and just fill these last holes in here. Another one little there, a couple here. I might just get the pen and mark these because they're hard to see when you've got a mask on. So if I do that, we can get those holes. might just put a bit of weld in there where it's gone in a little bit, melted it. And then I've got to clean the back end up. I'll clean the back side up, and I might attend to this little rust hole as well that's here. So what I'll probably do with that is get a cone cutter and just make it round, so I've got a uniform shape, and pop a bit of metal in there, and then that's done. And then once this is all ground up, there's nothing to stop me wiping a bit of filler up there, finish it, and just see what it looks like, really. But yeah, let's weld that up then. Let me just get my welder going again. Put earth on somewhere where it's not going to affect it, right up there. Start the top work that I'm doing on the clothes. I do believe, little boy, that is it. Well, I won't know till I've ground it off again, so I'll get the grinder going again, I suppose. Turn the welder off. No point wasting electricity, you know. Get another shiny new one of these buggers. Into it where got a few different grits in here on a grunty one, gruntier one. I'll run out. Have I run out? No, there we go. This one there. Choose that little bugger. Eye holes and ear holes. size. A couple more holes, so. Hopefully this is the last pass through weld of it. We'll see, eh? That's got to be it, surely. Aqui só. Right. More grindering. going through these discs like hotcakes I am. Anyway, that's what I've got them for, I suppose. Well, that's the front nearly done, so I shall do the back, but I won't film that because you won't be able to see it anyway unless I bugger around. So I'll just put that there. Yeah, I'll grind the back and then I'll probably do that little repair. I will film that because you might want to see how I do it, innit? This is going to work, maybe you'll be able to see me fill this hole in, but I'm just going to quite small holes, about 5mm or 6mm. Be very, very gentle with your MIG. You can start on a decent bit of metal and then just like slowly work your way down and actually fill the hole in, then grind it off. We'll just see how it goes. Well, that's filled that hole in. I'll just grind it off. I'm going to grind the whole back of the door off anyway. All these welds down the side here. But hopefully that's it. But we'll see, won't we? Right, let's grind this off. Eye holes, knee holes. Move that light around the back there. Might give us a bit more. How's that? Oh yeah. ground that all down, and as you can see, pretty good all the way up and down there. And the hole that was at the back is now distant memory. Keep getting sidetracked, but anyway. So I'll just show you down here, hole's gone now. I think I've already done that. Just clean up down the back of there, and then that's all clean. What I'm going to do now is knock up a little bit of filler and yeah, whack a bit of filler in it and see if we can make it look even more pretty. Just to give you an idea of what it's going to be like, but that gap is just 1 billion times better than what was there. So yeah, with a bit of filler on it, she'll be gold in it. Right, so I just knocked up a little bit of filler. I'm going to spread down this door. Don't drop that on the floor. It don't matter if it goes over the other door, because I'll just cut it out after, but we should be able to get that line perfect. There. I know I filled the gap in, but method in the madness, if you know what I mean. I'll just cut it out with a knife after. When I say knife, the spreader. So this little one I'm just going to put it on with. In case you don't want too much on it, just enough to. Might have mixed up too much, did I? Bugger. Never mind. Now what I've got here is a larger knife, so this one, this big one, will just come all the way up. What a waste. And this should get this absolutely perfect. I don't expect to get it in one pass, but that's look very, very good. And then I'll clean off that knife there. There's some cut down there like that. Right, waste this. I'm gonna just go down the back edge here just to dress that nice, because when you put your fingers down there you want it to feel nice. I still want it to look factory down the back of this door, so you still see the fold where the two skins come together, but I'm starting to be able to see the bit I've added to it. Here comes the rain again. That's all like that is. I'll probably just sand it off rather than putting that off, otherwise it will Exactly that. I should let that go off, I think. Oh, let's just get that. Right, leave it alone, Timmy, otherwise you'll furk it up. So I did waste a shit ton of this, but never mind. Don't forget to keep your tools clean. As Steve says, my mate, a gentleman needs to keep his tool clean. So I shall biff this lot. That's how much I wasted. Never mind. So my battery went flat on my bleeding camera, didn't it? So I've just plugged it in anyway. I've just sanded off a bit of that filler. Got a couple of little bits to finish off, just to smooth out, to get the lines right, but it's pretty bloody good, to be fair. Yeah, it looks lovely. So I'll just do a little tiny bit more filler on that, and then that'll give you a rough idea of what the rest is going to look like. Then we just got another one of those to do on the other side, which is a Grand Canyon gap, and then the front of the doors and the back of the doors, which is not quite a Grand Canyon, more like a, I don't know, small, well, it is big, yeah, not a canyon, but a ditch or something like that. It's big, but with a piece of 3mm welding rod, that should bring that down nicely. So yeah, that'll be good. But that'll be door gaps, so just popped a little bit more on there. So it's only very, very thin, just to take up any discrepancies. But I'll let that go off, then I'll sand it, then I'll do a close-up on it, and that's pretty much it until we prime it. So that'll give you an idea of what we're going to do on the rest of it. Yeah, I suppose I could video the rest of them, but they're pretty much, well, the other side's going to be exactly the same as that, but obviously opposite. I'll video the front and back, but maybe you can leave comments whether you want me to video a lot or not. Up to you fellas, isn't it? It's a lot quicker if I don't video it, to be fair, because I can get shit done. But yeah, if you want to know how I've done it and how you could possibly do yours, then I'll stick it on here. But let me know. Right, so that filler is gone on. I've got a nice big block that I made. I'm going to buy one day, proper one. This will do for now. I'm going to sand it off, see what it should look. Hasn't got to be perfect yet because I've got a lot of work to do when I prep this up. Oi, you noisy little bugger. Got some wildlife in here. Maybe I should do a nature program instead. It's a little fantail. Where's he gone? There he is. Two of the little buggers. Look at them. Like a display. What are you doing in here? Gonna shit all over my workshop probably. Having a great time. Little buggers. Anyway, it's enough wildlife photography. Hardly David Attenborough, innit? Anyway, just gonna sand this off. You buggers shut up, bugger off out. Where are you gone? Oh, they're out. They've left the building. As I was saying before, I was rudely interrupted by those noisy little bastards. I'm just going to get this roughly right because I've got to still got to strip the rest of the door down, and the rest of the car. To be fair, all the paint's got to come off. So I want to do bare metal. When I paint it, I'm still making up my mind whether I'm going to paint it myself or guess someone else to do it, but I might paint it myself. I'll just have to set up a spray booth in here, or build one next door or something, or buy one of those inflatable ones, that'd be good. But they are a bit expensive. But hopefully I can get it across in many minutes. As I say, I'm not going to get this perfect now, but I just wanted to see the difference. What I'll do is I'll go between this door and the one we haven't done yet, and you can tell me which one you prefer. I know what I like, but I'm biased. Not bisexual. But that looks bloody good. There we go. And then that one opens. I've got a lovely gap there. I've got about 1.5 mil. So as long as I don't go bigger than that with my paint, do it. It'll be lovely. But I'll just come and zoom in on this for now. Let's get this out of here. I'm still connected to the power source because I ran out of electricity again. But I'll just zoom in on them gaps. So that's about, I think it's about 4mm roughly, that gap. Now I'm going to chance unplugging this thing, see if it stays on, go on the other side to an untouched door gap, and there's the standard Rover one. So tip of my finger's worth, that one. And it changes from top to bottom, so it's even all over the place. And then the front's the same. I might have to put this back on my hoist and show you underneath it. It's a pretty clean car. Bonnet shut itself. Hope I can open it. I'll open it and I'll show you my supercharger. I know it's off subject of door gaps, but for those of you who haven't seen my supercharger one video, that there is M112 off of a Jag, 4 litre Jag, so this is a 4 litre, so in my estimations it'll probably work. I've played with this a little bit. I'm going to get bigger injectors for it. I've got a new ECU because the original ECU wouldn't run it. It just used to, the air from this would just blow it out. So yeah, I've got a Link ECU, but I've got a lot of work. I've got to make my own loom and stuff, and let's say larger injectors to put more fuel in. Before I rebuild the engine, I will run it with a supercharger connected, just see what it's like. But yeah, that's my supercharger. It fits in there very nicely where the air conditioning used to be. I just made up some of my own bracketry and whatever. Made all my own pipes. It's got a huge intercooler at the front, which was a donation from my brother's Escort when I was doing that. Yeah, but as I say, it won't run with it connected at the moment, and it don't run at all because I've stripped all the loom off of the car and I sold the old ECU because I didn't need it because I bought a new one. So there, that's enough supercharged stuff, and back to my gaps. This is what we were working on. So that's the, not entirely finished, but pretty much there, door gap. So you let me know what you prefer, the Mahusive one around the other side or these. I'll say this is about 4mm, something like that. You can't get any smaller than that, otherwise the these points will catch and it will just chip your paint off. So that's about as small as we can get them, but it's still so much better than the factory. Well, I think it is anyway. You might think different. You can let me know. Anyway, I'm going to bugger off indoors and have my tea. So thanks for watching.